offer no math. Rash decisions, slashing scissors in your karate, relax. You never been in this situation, I could tell cause I could see you quivering. Limbs are shaking first, I got betrayed in my innocence. Quickly faded, had to tell myself don't be a little bitch. Quit evading, come direct at foes like homing missiles. Never miss them and watch the explosion. Nuking shit, I'm superscript, I pop off in exponents. Not a shooter but my lyrics and shells. I'm strapped and loaded, you can't see me so it's written in braille. So now I know that you gon' feel me when you listen to this G'd up sound. Alpine speakers bumping in the whip and they pound. The tin is black for the ops, got to keep it discreet. Just keep it locked like a shackle that be missing the key. Peace. Modest is back. Locked like a shackle that be missing the key. Modest is back. Locked like a shackle that be missing the key. Locked like a shackle that be missing the key.
Stay at the top of my game, can't fuck with me. You know, when it comes to the game, we don't move the same. I'm who you wanna be. I go hard each and every day, never miss a beat. Nah, I made you go. Regret the day you ever stepped to me, better respect the queen. Oh no, it's me back up in this shit again. Thought you was coming, but you been hiding behind all them friends. You just wanna play with me, you little chicks wanna play for free. Wanna pass, then get played for free. I'ma pass cause they already know that I'm good when I say I be. Nah, but you never know, wanna play with me. Always smiling in your face with the bakery. You wanna talk about the last one, don't play with me. I don't really like your shit you tryna say to me. You tryna stay with me. I'ma call like I see it, then believe it, cause you're not who y'all claim to be. Recouping all my investments, I don't play for free. Said I was weak and I was stressed, but wanna lay with V. Please. No. How you gon' come for me? Stay at the top of my game, can't fuck with me. You know, when it comes to the game, we don't move the same. I'm who you wanna be. I go hard each and every day, never miss a beat. Nah, I made you go. Regret the day you ever stepped to me, better respect the queen. Who know? How you gon' come for me? Stay at the top of my game, can't fuck with me. You know, when it comes to the game, we don't move the same. I'm who you wanna be. I go hard each and every day, never miss a beat. Nah, I made you go. Regret the day you ever stepped to me, better respect the queen. Motherfuckers when they run their mouth, got a lot to say when I'm not around. Soon as I pop out, they all hush hush like the cricket sound. They demean it so blatant, can tell that they hating. Wanna see me fall, well too bad y'all be waiting. I come from a place you have yet to see. Fuck around and turn boss on they flex on me. I don't wish no bad on my enemies, but cross the line and it's 113. Slicing heads like a horror scene, murking them Jason. Each time I go hard, it's to offset the hate. Who slime me, they slither, ain't no hands to shake. Your applause, your respect, I'ma take. I'm far from a rookie, they trolling, they looking, feeling froggy. No, I'm a killer, don't push me. How you gon' come for me? Stay at the top of my game, can't fuck with me. You know, when it comes to the game, we don't move the same. I'm who you wanna be. I go hard each and every day, never miss a beat. Nah, I made you go. Regret the day you ever stepped to me, better respect the queen. Everyone's a boss, everyone's in charge. Everyone got stacks upon stacks of them green and golden balls. Placed neatly in the back of their closet, stacked up they free walls. Be around the prettiest bitches you seen and you'd ever call. Yeah, can't pay for features or models, can't even pay for cars. Wanna talk about running the city, but can't even run the malls. Paying with these checks with their mouths, they asses steady taking falls. Kept they up and ducking till V connected in they balls. Now niggas crying and whining, got me here taking pause. Make me get a non-disclosure for interacting with every clause. I'm a #1 all-star with these nice niggas, they playing dodge. My moves stay like years ahead, your moves have been recalled. Try to be a better me, to get begging for an applause. Thinking I'm weak and forgetting I'm holding all these cards. With these receipts and not one of your bitches half as hard. No capping needed, the truth's revealed here in all this sauce. Oh no, how you gon' come for me? Stay at the top of my game, can't fuck with me. You know, when it comes to the game, we don't move the same. I'm who you wanna be. I go hard each and every day, never miss a beat. Nah, I made you go. Regret the day you ever stepped to me, better respect the queen. Oh no, how you gon' come for me? Stay at the top of my game, can't fuck with me. You know, when it comes to the game, we don't move the same. I'm who you wanna be. I go hard each and every day, never miss a beat. Nah, I made you go. Regret the day you ever stepped to me, better respect the queen.
Maybach music.
Can anybody out there hear me? Hear me? 'Cause I just wanna
On this team, we fight for that itch. On this team, we tear ourselves and everyone else around us to pieces for that itch.
Coming in at 320 kilobytes per second, it's time for MattieC Sports for you and me.
What the fuck is up? They ain't touching me for nothing. Gang shit is not my business. I ain't not the one to fuck with.
Slogan like you guys over there, man. How you doing tonight, Keith? Things are great. I mean, man, after that Saturday night, and ever since I talked to you, somebody talked about meatloaf at work today, and I said Keith told me about his fire meatloaf. So we'll get into that another time. So, bro, we literally witness history both here in the Northeast, and pretty much nationally, globally, whatever you want to call it, at Plymouth Memorial Hall on Saturday for Cage Titan 66 from the first fight to the end. It was just an amazing night, and even though it was a 2:00 in the morning deal, it was worth every second. So, man, like, with everything, I think we can recap most of these fights because we did our homework. That's what we do. But all around, I thought it was a great whole night. How do you think everything went that night?
Look, I thought it was a great night. I only have one fight as kind of a snooze fest, and it's surprising because it's someone that I kind of have followed their career and things of that sort. So. But other than that, I think it was a slam dunk. I think the main event and co-main event lived up to their names. I'm ready to get into it.
Absolutely. So, I mean, of course, we can start the first one off with Johnny Gomes with Elias Diaz, and it did only go one round into an armbar, but both debuted for these guys, and Elias did his thing. He got a quick armbar in the first round. I mean, I thought it was pretty impressive. Very, very quick little thing, and he got him down pretty quick.
Yeah, the Amis were the best part of the night. I was real surprised at how the Amis held down this card. We saw some fights. The key here is finish fights, and a lot of these amateurs, they finish fights. We saw one fight get to the cards and kind of didn't go the way that the crowd felt it should have went, but Elias Diaz, Johnny Gomes fight was the way to really kick off an open night. They were toe to toe there for a little while. That armbar.
Yep. And then there was Kane Snyder and Schneider, I'm sorry. And another one that was great, except we got an opposite effect where it was just Kane going after him, going ground and pound the whole to the second round to get his finish. So, I mean, that's impressive in his own. They call it a KO, TKO, but man, he was pounding Sean out to get him right out of the cage quick.
Yeah,
but Schneider in the first part, it was a little iffy because there was a couple of low blows, but it settled itself out and he started going. So, like you said, a cartel is no gym to mess with. really isn't.
It was a good fight. Another good fight. There was a low blow there. We didn't hear if there were points taken away, if there was a warning. But we do.
I don't
that there
remember
was a
there
low
being
blow.
a warning. Right.
Yeah, I don't think anything happened. He went to his corner, and I think Kevin McDonald so exactly what was on there, and I was happy. It happens. These type of accidents happen with the second fight of the night. They're pumped up. They're ready to go, and good fight.
And you talk about Kevin McDonald. I think he did a phenomenal job with all fights that night. I think he reffed it well. I think he saw when guys were in trouble, when guys weren't. And he's done this for years. And there's a reason why he's in the UFC, and a lot of guys from Massachusetts have got to that point as well. So I was very impressed. So going off of that, I mean, you started off that with the second fight. Then there was Ruben Bitar and Ramon Callaghan. Round one, I felt that they were going back and forth at each other till Bitar started going a little bit more into it, and then he gets the win. But they both were very aggressive from the start.
Yeah, again, it's another case. Hungry guys. Ruben comes in 0-0. He's looking for his first win. Iman is 1-0. Guys want to move up into the amateur rank. Place was packed, off the crowd. It was another great match for the night. I was very happy.
Oh, and because my logo is a cobra. I mean, an anaconda choke. I love it, man. That's the best sight of that, man. I love it.
Came out of nowhere too, because I thought there was going to be a heel hook or leg, and he worked it. He worked it real hard, and it was deep. That choke was deep.
It was
great.
And then Kai Mikel and Nick Roman. I'm sorry, Kai, or if I butchered your name, but another one. I thought that was a great one too. Submission to a rear naked choke in the first round. He's a guy that I think can start doing some business, because I liked how he fought. I liked how he fought the other night. I was impressed.
Yeah,
I think he showed me something.
One of the things for me, again, like I said, these guys are hungry. 0-2, 0-4. Both these guys were looking to get into the win column. You knew they weren't going to leave it, anything out there. Gave up his back, able to lock that rear naked choke, take that. Again, both guys, very impressive. Amateur bout. So we're going to see both. Pretty much again. They'll second.
Now, the next one with Eric Hune and Damian Galati. Eric Hune did impressive with his defensive skills, but I mean, he just wasn't really offensively doing well. I don't think. But another thing was he was making Damian exhausted, because Damian just kept attack, but he was getting gassed. That was the guy we were talking about who was getting really gassed mid-fight.
Yeah,
and
mid-fight, and dropping the hands, and really setting yourself up, get destroyed by doing that. It's tough, because you see, like I said, these guys are amateurs, so their corners are gonna yell at them. Yeah, you're exhausted. Yeah, you're tired, but hey, get your hands up. You're gonna get knocked out if not. If other things there that people pay attention to their corner, they have to do. Yeah, if you're tired, you gotta defend yourself.
Right.
But it was another good fight, but yeah, guys get gassed. Body out, and Yeah. About and
But man, that
a lot of these people, we're going to see them again.
oh yeah, and the thing was the boo birds after the decision. That was the loudest. Besides the main event stuff, the boo birds were out in that fight because of that decision.
And you know something, on my card, I had it going the other way. I had Eric.
I did too. I agree.
I had Eric getting that decision. I felt that Damian Galati had put, like I said, he had put his hands down quite a bit in this match. He was gassed. I was not expecting that decision to go Damian Galati. And yeah, the boo birds were out. Let the people know. Let everybody know in the building that they were unhappy, and the judges were well aware of that. But again, so we hear it time and time again. If you watch Tough, the main things they say in Tough is never let it get to the.
It's 100% true. In boxing, I mean, Keith, you've been around the combat sports zone everywhere. Boxing, MMA, kickboxing, stuff like that. Guys depend on the cards. And
if I remember correctly, there was a huge discrepancy because the first judge had the fight like 30-27.
Yeah, it was something unheard of. Oh no, it was the first judge, and he had it just an astronomical number. Yeah.
It was like, what fight was he watching?
I don't know. Whoever was selling the hot dogs, or he had that view. Jesus Christ! But yeah, I thought it was Eric Kuhn, honestly, but it was the judge's decision on that one, and again, we'll see him again. So I mean, the next one I've seen Neil Mazudar and Calvin Dalton. I've seen. I didn't see because I discussed this with you at the fights. I said Neil's a good fighter, and honestly, he doesn't even need to fight because he's got a big job where I think if I remember right, I think he's a doctor or something. So he doesn't even need to fight. But anyways, he was striking dominance. Calvin just on the stand up, he was just clocked into work for that round, and then took care of him pretty quick at the end of the first round.
It was another one of the, like I said, finish your fights. So these are one of the things where come in as an amateur, packed house, and you definitely want to finish your fight. And pretty fast moving first half of the night.
Yeah.
Talking about the amateurs on pretty. We actually thought we were getting out of there early at first.
Oh, Jesus Christ. Never a Cage Titans moment where you don't leave before 11. With Steve Hill and Gavin O'Connell, I mean, another one, a quick TKO in the first round. So Steve took over the game. Big dudes at 170. So it was another end of the first round type of deal. And I mean, I basically just saw it as a TKO. I unfortunately wasn't paying too much attention as I should have, but at the end of that, seeing the TKO, that was the end result. And that's what I had.
Yeah, I think this one was one of the ones that I had was going to be the, TKO of the night. Up there. And a good match. And it was funny because that was a great way to head into intermission.
Yes.
That was things fired up. It was crowd rambunctious. It was a great knockout. Something to really look forward to, because you did still have one more amateur match. Actually, two matches were left coming off of this mission break. Yeah, it was a great fight heading into that.
And before that intermission, we almost had an intermission before the intermission because they called out the intermission because of the ambulance not being there, but then it got there and then it was back on like 20 seconds later.
Yeah.
So
Andrew had made the
was
announcement and they come right back
yeah,
and Andrew's
yep,
like, oh,
Andy
let me
made
fix
that.
that.
Yep.
Yep, they're back.
Yep. So yeah, so again, like you said, Keith, great start to the night with the Amis. They did great. I was very impressed. It wasn't boring per se. Now there was some we're coming up to where I was, disappointed. But to start off the champion belts from the Amis coming into the pro half of the fights, but we had two Ami championships. We had Colin Robinson and Logan Bond for the vacant light heavyweight championship. Honestly, Keith, I wasn't surprised. Colin Robinson, I had him winning by almost, if you were to give me a percentage, it was 98.5, the Sports Hub. Just like he does, it was a barrage of strikes and, got a ref stoppage for the TKO. And, now he's the light heavyweight champion. I believe they were asking if he wanted to go to pro at that point after that interview with Mike Paulvier.
And it was a good match. He was solid win, solidifies his spot as champion, and going to be the guy to beat. Definitely going to be the guy to beat.
For sure. Now, honestly, Keith, this next one was one of my favorites of the night. Ozzie Martin and Jaden Curley. I thought that was great. I thought they fought very well. Jesus Christ, man. The Ozzie Martin body shot could be heard around the world that night. That thing, if when your kid just randomly gets you all of a sudden and you don't expect it at all, and you get that like, whoa, I'm down to my knees feeling like, damn, that's what I felt for Jaden Curley, man. I thought it was great because they were just throwing, man, all the whole time, and just you were waiting for who was going to throw something out of the ordinary to get somebody out. And I thought it was a great fight. I thought Ozzie fought well, and I thought Jaden fought well. Again, back and forth, and they were just pounding the shit out of each other until somebody went down. And unfortunately, Jaden was the one to fall, and Ozzie got the KO victory.
Yeah, that was the body shot heard around the world. That was a good one. And I said it, it's when you can drop somebody with a body shot, that's impressive. That's always impressive.
Oh yeah.
Either you've hit somebody dead on that kidney, or you've caught the rib and broke the rib, or you've got the solar plexus taking them. You saw that with Cain Velasquez, Brock Lesnar. That's how we found out that Brock Lesnar had diverticulitis, because Cain Velasquez just had a great front kick in the right spot, and Brock Lesnar went right down, from a body shot. And sometimes a perfectly placed body shot can really end the fight. We're gonna get into a body leg shot in the last match. That's hot.
Yeah. I hate to say it, man. My man Jadafor, Gofu, and John McNeil.
I know what you're about to say.
It was very tough, but I love Jadafor, but I mean, it was just John McNeil was the guy in control of the fight the whole time and went to unanimous decision. It was just disappointing to see. I know how he is in his craft. They work with the guys down in Citadel, and I don't know, man. It's just tough to see. And John McNeil goes now to 3-0, and they said, Mike Paulvier and Andy, during their table talks, that John McNeil is no slouch. I mean, he can bang in it, and I give Jadafor credit because this is his first pro fight, and he didn't take a slouch. He took a guy who was 2-0 and was fierce in the cage, and he showed Saturday night.
Yeah, he did. And for me, this was kind of the snooze fest match of the night. Of all the fights, this was kind of the one that it went the distance. There really wasn't much action. Ojukwu, he's usually a pretty tough kid, but the thing I felt like is that the homework was done. John McNeil did his homework. He knew that he likes to shoot in, and he took his whole game plan away. Every time he tried to shoot in, he was getting hit with rights and lefts trying to shoot in. There was a couple times there that I thought he was going to shoot in and get knocked out.
Yes. Yeah.
He got rocked.
100%.
He didn't get rocked. He didn't drop, but it took its toll. And, John McNeil took the unanimous decision, which came as no surprise. He dominated every round. And it's tough. It was tough to see when some of these game plans isn't working. And, the corner, well, he's got a good corner. Citadel's a good squad. Lionel Boogs Young, all those guys over there. Citadel's a good squad.
Yep.
But
he had a lot of his crew in there. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, sometimes it just falls on the fighter. If something isn't working right and you can't, after your third or fourth attempt is denied, you got to change. You can't keep doing
absolutely.
it. You can't keep doing it for 5 rounds, 3. Actually, this was 5 5s. Oh. So
now, when he was standing, I thought he was doing well. He used his strength and he used his arms. It's just that the shoot was it was too much. There was a lot. There was too much, and I'm
not a fighter, but you got to wonder kind of what goes in the guy's head. Does a guy kind of go into panic mode? You have this game plan and you think you're going to shoot in all the time, take this guy down, and all of a sudden that game plan is gone. So wonder kind of what was going through his
right
on that third or fourth time he couldn't shoot. And that's kind of where your corner comes in. But again, a guy's in a certain mental state, in a mental frame, and he's not going to kind of see what possible.
And the thing is, I didn't want to see him, unfortunately, get hurt in a bad way because he was taking some good shots to the head, too. So it was tough to see for sure. I hope that he comes back strong because he is a good fighter and he is a strong fighter. So I hope the game plan works out next time. May I digress, man? Another one.
Prize of the night.
Yeah, Aaron Trussell and Kyle Hill. I'd been hearing that Kyle Hill was being a force in different things like Combat FC. He called out to Earthquake accepted. Then they came here at Cage Titans, and Kyle Hill came in with the rear naked choke, and then the submission, and then it was stopped fairly quickly, and disappointing because my man Aaron Earthquake Trussell unfortunately took the loss, and Kyle Hill surprised me. I had no idea of the skill he executed on this fight.
Yeah, you know what? I've seen a lot of Aaron since he's been on your show, and I've been following him. And the kid's a beast. The kid comes in shape. He makes weight, heavy hands, can scrap. But you know what? His opponent, Kyle Hill, took that all away from him. Kept the distance and used the speed. Gentleman who was there at the table with us said he's fast. That's going to be a problem. That was the problem. He was fast. That's fast. He was that win. Used off. I had to run to the bathroom and back during this fight, and I left. I had expected not being dominating, still trying to take his back. things, and wow, this is tough. Of course, this was the surprise of the night for me. And I had Aaron just about all day.
Yeah. I agree too. I had Aaron all day. I would pick Aaron any day, and tough to see, but Kyle Hill, we don't know. He might be the big stunner that nobody they call him Silent. They don't call him Silent Hill for nothing because came in silent to Cage Titans, got the dub, and see where he goes from here. I know Aaron will be back. There's no doubt about that. He's too much of a beast to be. But going into the next one, I mean, Hillary Rose and Gabriella Golfin. Man, I found those ladies even for a lot of the fight. Hillary had one round, she had one round, and it came to the end where it's like you didn't really know who won because I mean they both fought well, and I honestly probably would have gave Hillary the win, but it was extremely close.
It was, and when we watched this fight, and at the end of this fight, I was like, damn, I wouldn't want to be a judge because that was a close fight. It was back and forth all night. I felt that fight could have went either way. That fight could have fell either way for the. I can't hate on the way that fight. Fight. Either way. Either of these ladies could have.
Right. And I think, man, and Hillary's always a good show. She always puts on a great fight. Anytime, win, lose, or draw, she puts on a fight. She never gives up. And that's why I love Hillary when she fights. She's unbelievable. And I think we're going to see a little bit more of her as well. Gabriella, too. I think she's a tough woman as well. And hope to see her fight again soon too. So good split decision, good fight all around. That's my take. Adrian Haley, Joe Poirier. I thought in the beginning it was just basically kind of like what a boxing match is. Joe was trying to get used to Adrian and just kind of getting to know himself in the octagon, and then he turned it on the rest of the fight. I think he just needed a round just to get into it, and then he got going and got the win pretty single-handedly.
Yeah, it was a good fight. It was a good way to lead into the two co-event, co in the main event. Joe Poirier did not disappoint. Again, he's that New England cartel. We talk about it a lot off there. That New England cartel is a force to be reckoned with. Joe Poirier did not just
dangerous. Good job to Joe. And thank you, Joe. You finally came on my show last time. Thank you, guy. Much appreciated. I was waiting for you. Joey Guns, man. Joey Guns. Man, now to tell you this now, a co-main like this and a main was these four were fucking insane. And I'm going to swear on this one because you had Andrew Valdina, who is pretty much Cage Titans, like just a beast in here. Next gen, and just like who can put a Jim Croce fucking song and just make it like everybody knows the song. Besides, like me, I listen to old school like hits. Like that song just from being in the era, man. And man, just it's always chills when hearing that fucking song, man. But as I digress, Tyler Smythe. I mean, I will say all four of these guys have been on my show. All four of them. Peter Barrett, Joe Giannetti, Andrew Valdina, and Tyler Smythe. All respectable guys. Tyler Smythe, no problem. Great guy. And, it doesn't matter how nice you are or how mean you are. It's what you do doing in the cage. And Valdina and Smythe was a pretty good one.
Yeah,
I
I seen Andrew, fight quite a bit. I would say I'm kind of critical. It wasn't one of Andrew's best performances. There were a couple of incidents that happened during this fight. There were timed events that happened. There was a knee to the head that they were amped up. These guys were amped up. I think Andrew mistimed the knee as Tyler was coming up from the mat. I think it was just mistiming situation. I don't think it was relentless. I don't think trying to injure Tyler Smythe, but it was, it just goes to show you how amped up these guys were for the night. Guys really wanted their wins. There was a couple times they had to stop it, and first thing I saw Andrew do was he ran right to the judges. Worried. And it went the right way. Right way. But it was a good fight. Right, and Tyler's no slouch.
No. I mean, Tyler has fought dogs, man. He fought Mitch Raposo. He fought who is now in the UFC. He's fought he just fought some great guys, and he comes down here. He was by himself for weigh-ins and all this shit, and he had no fear. Dude's a good fighter, and just came up short. I thought Valdina, although he had those little discrepancies in the fight with the knee and with the judges, and you know what, I did see the class act of him going to Smite's corner and saying, I'm sorry. I saw it right there. I was right below on the floor, where I always have to go to John Valdina's side of the cage and be next to him, because it's just my thing, man. So it's funny. But I do respect that he has class enough to go to the other opposing corner and say, hey, my bad. I didn't mean for this to happen. And that's just how Valdina is. And, the biggest thing for Valdina was not what I thought was his offense. I thought his defense was impeccable. I thought it was great. I thought his takedown defense was excellent that night, just pure excellence. And when he needed to throw, he threw. So I thought he did a great job that night, and that's why I think he got the dub.
Yeah. In this fight, like I said, it's nothing for Tyler Smythe to be sad about. It's a good fight.
Oh, not at all.
Up, so we're gonna see more of Tyler Smythe. Ending his win. I know there was a lot of talk. Here's the thing, you like a guy, you support a guy, but sometimes what happens is there was just all this talk about jump to UFC for him. Times wonder if that kind of gets into his head. Obviously, he gets the win at 6-0, but that win isn't a win that's going to put you a scout. Hey, we got to bring this. You know what I'm saying? It was a good win, but because of the two little things that happened in that fight, those are the type of things. Does this mean he may not get? I'd love to see.
Oh, it's same with me. But you know what? I do say I will give the cartel credit. The cartel helps with every fighter they have. So they're not going to throw Valdina to the dogs. I mean, Valdina has Connor Matthews. He has Joe Poirier. He has Rob Font. He has Tyson as his manager. I think he's his manager, I believe. And they just they look out for everybody. And they're not just going to, like I said, Valdina is a great fighter, and I'm sure they have the best game plan for Andrew. And he also has Joe Lozon. So, sky's the limit. He's very well taken care of, and he can fucking very well take care of himself for sure.
Yeah, so like I said, it's a good fight. He's got good people around him. Guy's still the limit for him. Definitely still the time will come.
And great job to Andrew, of course. And shout out to John Baldina, his dad, and his family. Awesome people. Awesome people. So we'll get to what we've all wanted to talk about. Well, in our opinions, at least, the Peter Barrett and Joe Giannetti show. That was just the hate has been there for years. We all know the years. We all know that. But if you weren't personally here on Saturday night, I don't think you felt the energy and just the pure like hatred towards Giannetti fans to Barrett. Although I will respect no fisticuffs were happening, at least in there. But my funny thing is Joe Giannetti minus 1,000 on the bets and Peter Barrett plus 500. I thought it was crazy, but you know what? Bets don't matter. But going for the lightweight championship, goddamn, what a 5-round fight for sure. And we both kind of had the same card, Keith. I mean, you know, in the first round, we caught it, man. I mean, Joe was getting that fucking calf kick. Oh, his right side was like, it was like Pete is like the Axeman. He was just chopping the shit out of that leg the whole fight.
Yeah,
absolutely insane.
It was nice to be able to talk to Pete afterwards and the game plan. And sometimes I like when I watch a fight and I see the game plan. I see it. I've watched a lot of MMA, and sometimes guys will come out. They do it. When this fight opened up and started, first thing Peter Barrett did was attack that. Bam. Okay. Nice. Tagged him a second time. Third time. A fourth time on that lead leg. And I'm like, they got a game. They're chopping that leg down. Chop that leg down. And we saw it. The end of the first round, definitely all Peter Barrett. Peter scored on kicks to the leg. And by the end of the first round, Joe Giannetti's leg, blood vessels were popped. Black and blue had started. It was above his calf. It was down from the knee down to that calf. He's going to have problems. Second round comes in, and you know what his corner said. His corner said, hey, take this shit to the ground.
Yeah.
Take this. This corner said, take this shit to the ground. You can't keep this up. And second round, Giannetti kept it on the ground. He controlled, pained that second round. Took that second round. Coming to the third round, Peter comes out, kicks to the legs. Happens, gets a takedown, back on that ground, and controls. And you could see it. I could see it in that third round. Joe controlling again, and you could see Peter frustrated. There was a time where they ended back up, and he thought he was going to get it, but they went right back down. Joe just controlled it and looked at each other. We were heading into the third round. And
was the third round when
the fourth round?
Giannetti took? No, was third the round where Giannetti picked him up?
Yes, the takedown.
Yes, the takedown. Yes.
There was a couple of takedowns where Joe scored those takedowns. So second and third round were real strong for Joe Giannetti.
Yes.
Then we get into the fourth round. We looked at each other, and I remember saying, he's got to keep this standing up. If Peter wants to win this fight, he's got to keep it standing up, and he's got to keep attacking that. I remember yelling. Be patient.
Be patient. Yep. Be patient.
And sure enough, fourth round comes, and Peter did his thing. Kept his distance, kept him back. Leg kick. And I'm like, man, look at this. And by the end of the fourth round, starting, I can't remember if it was the fourth round Jojo G dropped, or was it the fifth round? I can't remember. fifth round JoJo dropped, and they called it hit to the low blow, gave Joe time, and Joe, Joe on his social media, and he's apologizing to everyone in the social media. And JoJo G says even taking a kick to the nuts. I'm going to tell you something. Sorry, I'm calling bullshit on that. It is what it is, but we're cage side. We're in the back. We have a good view, and he didn't get hit in the nuts. He went down because his leg was hurting him. You saw it on his face. He grabbed that calf. He grabbed that calf leg muscle.
Absolutely.
And he went down. It looked like he might have got hit in the nuts, and they gave him his time, but he didn't go down. He didn't get hit in the nuts. He went down from the leg pain. That was very, very obvious. That leg was bothering him. It hurt. So it is what it is. I'm just telling the truth. I know what he put on. I'm just letting you all know that he went down for leg. His leg was messed up, and I know fifth round. And even though I'm calling bullshit on the other one comment, I commend him because he did stay up on that leg in the fifth round, and I know that leg had hurting because that's like Peter said, that's his lead leg. That's the leg that he's going to come off of and attack. That's his offense. They took that completely away.
I mean, like you said, I give Joe credit because from round 2, 3, he did the ground game
fight.
And
he fought his fight.
And I was surprised that he took Pete from halfway across the cage and threw him down. I was surprised because, like we have talked about, that leg was chopped to pieces because the lead leg was kicked so much by Pete, and he just kept going. And people looked at him like, we heard from behind us, oh my God, Pete, no! Like he was, like we saw her on the big screen, and people don't really look close at what's going on. They just see somebody on the ground, whether it be Joe or Pete, whoever. But Pete at the end of the round was like this. He was blocking. Yep. And people did not understand that. Crisscross applesauce, baby.
Crisscross applesauce. I said, and everybody was yelling, and you heard the Giannetti crowd. They're all fired up, and I'm saying to myself, he's not scoring any points. I'm like, it just looked good. Because his hands were like this the whole time, and he's just punching his arms. And I'm like, guess what, people? He's not even scoring. Because Pete's So, yeah.
And what with him on the ground, Pete was on the ground and Joe was doing the steady pace punching, and I not saying anything bad about Joe Giannetti. I just I didn't see any force in those punches, and I don't think Joe really has his hands down like he was doing.
What he was doing. It reminded me of the last round of the Hagler-Leonard fight when Sugar Ray Leonard did the little flurry to score. You know what I'm saying? It didn't even mean anything.
Yeah.
It reminded me of that moment there. Like I said, crisscross applesauce. Even though the Giannetti fans were going ape shit and crazy, but nothing getting done. Peter knew where he was that whole entire fight, and Peter also showed in this fight again why he's slippery Peter Barrett. There was some times there where JoJo gained mount, and we thought, holy shit, might be done for, and Peter was able to roll, hip out and get out. There was a time there where Peter was able to get upended and kick off the cage and roll over and get out. We saw Peter get out and pull the slippery Peter Barrett a ton of times, but again, at the end of a hell of a game plan by Lozon MMA and City. Had a game plan. They knew what they wanted. All Pete had to do came right down to that fifth round. He knew he had to dominate and he did. Did what he needed to do. Goes to him. Goes for Joe for sure.
I don't even consider it sticking in. I thought they both just performed the way the people wanted. People wanted the fight to be like it was. It wasn't a boring round. It wasn't booze. It wasn't nothing. It was just pure adrenaline, pure. And I mean, you know, they both were fucking tired. I don't give a fuck what anybody says. And, you know, like, take it or leave it. This is probably one of the best Cage Titans I've seen.
Did you
hands down
during the press conference? Did you because Peter was looking for a slide? Did you see his foot from the kicks?
Yeah,
black and blue on his foot. Yeah, so he was hurting too. So to deliver those kicks, that's a lot too. A great fight. It was a fight. Great guys. Putting their hearts out. My one thing was falling in the nut shot when it. I'm just saying from my perspective and my view, it wasn't.
And for me, for the eye poke, or was it? Yeah, it was an eye poke, right? That Joe went down to.
It was an inadvertent eye poke. Joe was trying to deliver a spinning back fist, and when he come around, Peter was coming in and poked him. Inadvertent. That wasn't malicious. It wasn't.
Right. So, again, could it have impacted the fight? Maybe, but I didn't think so because it was just such a great fight that it literally came down to Kevin McDonald lifting someone's hand, and it's pretty much one was Barrett, one was Giannetti, and then third judge.
Yeah,
calls Peter Barrett.
The fight was dead on. We knew it was going to be a split decision. We knew it could have gone either way. We all were in agreement that Peter had took that fifth and final round, and that was going to be the deciding factor. Because Joe was leading on takedown early on. Joe had more takedowns.
Absolutely.
There was one takedown that I don't think got counted because Joe got him up, and then Peter blocked the takedown. Peter got the knee down and got the leg down in time, so he couldn't get the full takedown. He stopped that full takedown. So I don't think he got the takedown maybe in the third or fourth. Again, the fight lived up to his.
It definitely did. So then we, like we said with Valdina, Smythe, Barrett, Giannetti, where do they go? Peter, don't know. Giannetti said he wants to step down from Cage Titans. He wants to travel into another, say, promotion or do what he needs to do. I know he's fought for LFA. I know he's gone. Obviously, he did tough and was it tough? Yeah. And yeah.
Hmm?
And then Pete's fought in the UFC twice. So yeah, I mean, the sky's the limit. These guys are not done. And as the old man Peter Barrett says, doesn't matter if I'm fucking 38. Other people older than me are still in the UFC. So we'll see where he goes from there.
Yeah, sky's the limit.
Or maybe some bare knuckles.
There's tickets being sold. Yeah, we're seeing the BKFC pick up a lot of speed since the UFC got into that. They've got Conor McGregor promoting the hell out of that now. Hey, these guys can go to Slapbox. They've got that.
Fuck, dude.
They've got that.
Paige Van Zandt did. Paige Van Zandt did. So
Dana White's got that locked down too. The Slapbox championship. So I still don't understand. I'll take my MMA.
Yeah, no shit. And boxing when it comes around. So yeah, all in all, man, Cage Titan 66 was great. So great that I bought the poster.
And you got a Matt.
I did get a
him.
Matt. I do shout out Mike DeSilva and Cage Titans as an organization for all the love they gave me. Same, I give kudos to you and a round of applause to you, Keith, for introducing me to Cage Titans and being there since Cage Titans 50 with you, talking to Peter Barrett and Joe Penafiel, to now 16 cards later. 16 cards, and continue to do so. And I give a huge credit, like you did, to Mike Paul Veer. Welcome me with open arms. And, you know, he has done so much for this organization. He's a one-man wrecking crew from I think I've seen that guy drink fucking 6 monsters to the face in one day, one night, because of how dedicated he is to every single person, to the person pouring the ice at the beer, to the security people, to his DJ, to me, to you. Like, Mike, kudos to you, man, for what you do for this, you know, organization. And pretty much like you say in your talk stuff, seeing the young Peter Barrett, seeing the young Joe Giannetti at 18 years old. Now they're growing up, and you've seen them through all this time. So, Mike, all the kudos to you, man.
Yeah, it was good stuff. It was a great time. You know, I hadn't been able to be this one. Stars aligned, and of all the I was able to return to this one. Funny, because Andrew had asked me, he's last time you were here, and I said, trust me, I remember exactly. It sucks because in life that was really the last time I had that was a tough night involved night. So, but everybody was able to bounce back. That the things that for hanging above the cage every
Yes.
Andrew recognized, and it was a great night. Happy at
Yes, I love the special guest, the best special guest ever.
and the door's
Jupy
wide
in the
open.
house.
Yeah, Jupy, the door's wide open. She can go out. She just wants attention.
That's okay. And that's perfectly okay, man. So, I mean, Cage Titan 67, I mean, we got one little surprise. We got Jerry Muse taking on Don Shanis. Don Shanis coming back to Massachusetts. Sure, everybody in Massachusetts has been waiting for him. I miss the guy because he gave Sadie some little dinosaur toys, and has always been there for me too.
Yeah.
This is the great thing
I
about.
actually have his dinosaur right here on my broadcasting desk.
Yeah,
he gave
the
me
same
a dinosaur
day.
the last time he fought. Yep. Actually, it's right here. It's on top of my Thor camera.
So yeah, man. I mean, MMA is a family, and I love it, man. And it's because of you that I got to meet these people and become friendly with all of them. So, till the next one, man. Cage Titan 67, and many more.
Hey, if you guys are all watching this show right now, at the top, donate lovetherescue.org. Thank you, Mattie, for having me on. But that's the link. Shriners Ride that's coming up for Shrine on Saturday. More in the race. Guys were just Allison Miz.
Yep.
Hey, I'm gonna shut up. This is
Well, everybody, as Keith said, just we're a team. We support all of our causes, and that's why we're a family. So follow Keith, Sinista1, and watch his show, The Booth, every Tuesday on everything. You can see him anywhere. And me, Mattie C, you can catch me mostly Sundays at 6, and we both have different news to have.
Nudes?
And then
I don't need to have nudes.
oh, you're running out of I said news. Yeah, well, now
nude.
you're not going to have any.
I'm like, damn,
I don't have to add
nudes.
No, man, that's the 1990s and shit, man.
Freaks come out at night.
Yeah, I always feel like somebody's watching me. But yes, everybody, this is Mattie C. I love all y'all, and good night, Sadie, and we'll see you guys soon.
Thanks for watching Mattie C Sports. Follow Mattie C Sports on Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube. Also follow Matt Cameron 23 on X.
What the fuck is up? They ain't touching me for nothing. Gang shit is not my business. I ain't not the one to fuck with. I bring the flow with lyrical stamina, rapping a million miles. One point I'm an animal, then I'm a cannibal, taking my pick and I pounce.
Mattie C Sports is a co-Sinista1 production.